IQAir President Frank Hammes is about to step into this specially designed chamber to personally prove the effectiveness of the IQAir Health Pro Plus. We have two officers here to ensure the grenades are properly fired. Now, obviously, this is a demonstration you don't want to try at home. We're about to release noxious smoke and chemicals into this chamber. Your home can be filled with harmful fumes from household cleaners and other pollutants, but nothing compares with what we're about to release. Now Frank is sitting close to the IQAir and will only breathe the fresh filtered air coming directly out of the Health Pro Plus. Remember, he doesn't have a gas mask. The whole chamber is now filled with noxious smoke and chemicals. Look closely. You can see Frank breathing the clean air stream coming directly from the Health Pro Plus. The IQAir Health Pro Plus is clearing the room completely.
Everything good, man.
Okay, awesome. We are here.
We are here, and I would like to thank you for being here today, Gloria, and thank IQAir for their continued support of our infection control and aerosol webinars, and your time, everyone, today in attending and learning more about aerosol management in your dental practice. Gloria Dolphin Hammes is the CEO of the IQAir North American Division, a Swiss-based air quality technology company. And she is a certified indoor environmentalist and licensed HVAC contractor specializing in air quality. She is also a member of the EPA's Air Quality Work Group and resides in Southern California with her husband, Frank, and two sons. And I think I gave everybody the background here and wanted the folks that didn't hear early on that I actually have COVID right now, that I am pretty certain I became infected in a one-day hospital stay for tests. So I'm on week number 2, 10 days to 12 days. It's much more than a bad cold for me. And so I think this is really good timing here to understand better what we can do for aerosol, not just SARS-CoV-2, of course, but everything of concern. So I'm going to turn this over to you now, Glory. Thanks for being here.
Sure. Thanks for having me, and I hope you get over that very soon. So actually, I wanted to mention that about 2 weeks ago, my son also got COVID, and it was something I believe he got actually in school because as they lift those different testing requirements, it's just much more easier to get all sorts of infections. So yeah. We're going to be talking today about solutions for dental practices. In particular, how do we improve the air quality in our offices, in our operatories, and within waiting rooms as well. What we're really talking about here are the airborne bioaerosols. And one thing in particular we want to do is we want to capture them before they can spread. Dental work is inherently risky as we're exposed to lots of different airborne contaminants, viruses, bacteria, also other dangerous aerosols. The use of high-speed drills, ultrasonic scaling equipment generates these fine droplets, generates these bioaerosolized particulate matter that float in the air and that are ultimately inhaled by us and causing different sorts of health impacts. This is a really good way how we can visualize how this happens. Great. It's real surprising to know just what a 15-minute procedure can actually do. And again, well, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but there's different types of particulate matter. And what we were able to see with the naked eye is just fine particulate matter and coarse particulate matter. Ultrafine particulate matter, which happens to be the size of viruses and the size of bacteria, actually cannot necessarily be seen with the naked eye. We're talking about 3 different ways to improve air quality, and this is especially in priority order. So one being the most important and 3 actually being the least important. So the number 1 most important way to control air quality is actually at its source control. And so within the dental environment, that is through the use of extraoral suction device. Extraoral suction device, and we'll see that a little bit later, will be able to filter the air, the bioaerosols out of the air as they are being created. Number 2, in terms of priority, is ventilation. It's mechanical ventilation, and that has to do with dilution and the ability to mix in outside air in order to dilute the amount of pollutants. Number 3 is the third most important way is through air cleaning, and that's through recirculation. And often within a lot of different critical environments, we're seeing that we're recirculating instead of going to source control and controlling the sources of air pollution before they're created. And glad we get a chance to talk a little bit more about this today. We have a wonderful program. It's a clean air facility program, and this program is it allows our air quality engineers to design really filtration within your dental environment that allow for 90% improvement of the outside air, over 90%, and that's using the ambient air quality, the outside air, as a baseline and comparing it to the indoor air. So including all of the different procedures that are conducted within the dental environment, the air is still able to be 90% cleaner than the outside air through, of course, engineering an air quality space that is designed to deal with pollutants on all 3 levels, on source control, on ventilation, and also on recirculation. Great. This is our Clean Air Experience Center. Of course, in Southern California, we have good air quality sometimes, but what is really surprising to know is that we can achieve 0% particulate matter, 0 levels of particulate matter in terms of PM 2.5, even when the air is clean, but also when the air is a bit dirtier, we'll tend to have a little bit higher levels, but stay essentially within 90 or 95% cleanliness. Great. This is how we verify our performance. We verify that through the actual measurement of air quality and doing a constant what's called real-time analysis according to baseline. This is Dr. Kelly Blodgett, and this is him working with his extraoral suction device and a patient and this is within Anaheim, California. Air cleaning and source control. How do we control the source? We essentially control the source through extraoral suction device as the dental work is actually being performed. So this is the most important, and it's actually the most productive way to clean the air within the dental environment. And then we have recirculation within the reception area as folks come in. We're able to filter out the amount of aerosolized particles. I did need to mention when it comes to source control, this extraoral suction device has a what's called an efficiency rate of 92% within 12 inches of the patient's mouth. So when you're using that device, it's important that the device is placed within 12 inches, and we think that that's a comfortable distance in order to still very comfortably work on the patient. Okay, we're talking about extraoral suction. We're talking about what's called mechanical filtration. Number 2, the use of mechanical filtration within the HVAC system. So we do have inline filters. These inline filters are 2 inches deep. And with these inline filters, you're able to achieve over 95% because they are rated at MERV 16 or higher. Although the airflow in these MERV 16 filters are actually compatible with MERV 8 or higher. So if your HVAC system is designed to take MERV 8 filters, you can very easily fit in our Nanomax filters within the HVAC system and achieve over 95% cleaner air through a MERV 16 or higher rated air filter. Sorry. Okay, great. How do we do that? We do that actually by having a high surface area on these filters. These filters contain a lot of material, and through the folding and pleating of this material, we're actually able to achieve an ultra low pressure drop. And that pressure drop allows air to really circulate well throughout the HVAC system, and at the same time achieve the MERV 16 or higher when it comes to the filtration rating. So it's done really essentially through a very high quality filter. Great. We're talking about the AirVisual Pro and AirVisual Outdoor. This is a very good system that allows you to quantify the amount of particulate matter indoors. We're been very much so over the pandemic, and even now, even more so, as we know that COVID is certainly back, as I've experienced personally COVID within my family, and I'm sure many of us do, and we're really preparing here for the flu season. It is important really to look at our air quality and to be able to quantify exactly how clean and how dirty the air is. Now, with the AirVisual Pro, it is wireless. So once it's charged up, it really truly allows you to be kind of a scientist within your operatory, and it allows you to experiment with different procedures, maybe the use of water on different procedures, and how you can actually keep down, sorry about that. How you can actually keep down the levels of particulate matter through actually performing procedures a certain way, then varying the way that you're performing the procedures. And you can see if you are actually get a different result in terms of the amount of particulate matter. So this is a very good tool here so that you can essentially make sure that your procedures are producing as little air particulate matter as possible, and that you optimize over time the amount of particulate matter that your procedures are producing and you minimize that. We're measuring really outdoor air quality, and we compare this outdoor air quality to indoor air quality, and that gives us our level of cleanliness. But also, with this level of cleanliness, you're able to really optimize your level of cleanliness within the dental environment as you're able to quantify it. Great. Oh, we got a lot of questions, huh? Okay. Let me read the first question there. I'm an oral facial pain specialist. I insert night guards and sleep appliances. Okay, yes. So you're adjusting the acrylic appliance. Um, okay, in a metal container with suction. Uh, I do find that is appropriate. Now, what is real interesting is to combine what it is that you're doing with actually measuring the level of particulate matter. So you can actually see, and these devices are not very expensive. They're about $300, the air quality monitoring devices. And you can actually see how this is working for you as you're adjusting uh, the fit. You're adjusting the fit of that environment within the metal container. You can actually see, is this metal container airtight enough to really truly provide a high level of cleanliness within the dental environment. So I think that would be a really good start. It sounds good, and it sounds very much so appropriate on the surface, but as I know within air quality, unfortunately, some manufacturers actually, the products don't meet the claims sometimes. And it's always good to have these devices that measure so that you can test for yourself, is this giving the level of cleanliness that I want to have within my dental environment? Okay. Question number 2, yes, we do have air filtration and air filters for residential use, not just for commercial use. We also do provide filtration for residential use. Okay. Oh, okay. The endotonics, okay, office recommended IQAir. Oh, great. And we use rubber dams as well. That sounds great. So it sounds like your office there has very much so good protocols and good procedures. And if there isn't an air quality device that's measuring the air quality, I do recommend that you use an air quality device to take a look at how exactly these procedures are working for you. And as we know, it will produce a 92% reduction in particulate matter as these aerosolized particles are being created. But you do want to make sure that the other 8% is also filtered through recirculation. And that's why we recommend always recirculation, especially within the reception areas. Great. Are there any other questions that you guys may have?
Glory, can you address UVC? I know there's some practices that have questions about UVC germicidal lighting that may be, embedded in their HVAC and so forth. Could you just address that briefly? Thank you.
Yes, absolutely. So what is embedded into the HVAC is not necessarily designed. These UV technology has been in HVAC for a pretty long time, and it's there essentially to keep the coils clean within the HVAC system. So there is a propensity when you are having HVAC, there is moisture that's generated, and HVAC coils there are kept clean, and a low level of mold really being generated with HVAC. Now there is HVAC UV, and which we at IQAir, we do have kind of a problem with HVAC in general being used for air cleaning. And the reason being is the speed in which the air actually has to move in order to provide a high level particulate free environment is very fast. And in HVAC, it's really designed to clean surfaces. It's designed really to uh, to nail down and to shine for a very long time. And with increased contact time, you have what's called a high kill rate as a result. And if you can imagine in air cleaning, the air needs to move very fast because the air needs to we need to move a whole lot of air in terms of volume in order to keep that space very clean. So we haven't found really a way to implement UV technology because there is filtration technology, which has a much higher capture rate than the UV technology in terms of clean air delivery rate, the amount of air that we're able to deliver at a very clean rate. And that is because we have to deliver a high amount of air. We can't slow down the air to increase the contact time, to increase thus the kill rate for UV. So I hope that made sense. I tried to explain it really from a technology perspective, and feel free to ask me any follow-up questions on that.
Thank you, Gloria. And so I want to remind everybody that at the top of the screen, there is a banner to contact IQAir, and you can bookmark that. You just tap on it and bookmark the URL. When they contact IQAir, what can they expect? Is there questions around their environment, or what would next steps look like be for them?
Sure, it would be about really describing their environment, in particular, how many operatories, is it an open bay operatory, how many dentists work within the environment, so that we can get a good idea on how to design clean air that will achieve over 90% cleaner air in that particular environment.
Terrific. And then in terms of the monitoring, I know there's an app. So what I think is important is to be able to demonstrate to your patients everything you're doing above and beyond, because it creates sort of a culture of safety, and that you're concerned about keeping your patients safe. Is there a way that can be broadcast over their monitors or something in the practice or social media?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, there definitely is a way. So we allow people to publicize their monitors over our air quality platform, and then what you get, you can actually put it. We've had dentists and also dental practices that actually put it on an iPad, and you can see the air quality as soon as you walk into the dental environment. That, I think, is the most effective and really starts the conversation, because as the patients come in, the receptionists and folks that are checking in the patients, they just need a little bit of training on how to answer the questions about what the patients are seeing really on the iPad, and the percentage of cleanliness, and what the dentists are doing within that very specific environment to keep the air clean. Because as we know, COVID really isn't over, and there's also just so many more airborne diseases that are actually contracted through the air that we do need to worry about. And so we really need to do our job in order to make sure that our dental practices and what we're doing within the dental environment has the cleanest air possible.
And that's so true, because I know right now, when I was tested, one of the things they were worried about, besides valley fever, which is a real issue here in the Southwest, right, is that there is a virus going around in Maricopa County that was creating these sort of specific symptoms that overlapped with COVID, but was highly contagious. And that's what they thought I had, at first. Could have had both. But, we do have, everybody's back. They're social right now, and you're going to see a lot more of this sort of viral transmission going on, and just basic colds. We're back to worried about the bad cold and so forth too. So yes, most definitely we want to be cognizant that there are definitely other things we need to be worried about aside from SARS-CoV-2.
Right.
Are there any other questions or comments for Glory? Well, I think we reached all of the end of the questions. This is, presentation is in your course folder, so you can reach out to IQAir with any questions you may have. Share the information with your practices when you get back there Monday. And Gloria, I want to thank you for being here today and for your support, and wish your family all the best here. And we again really appreciate all of the information that you've shared with us today.
Thank you, and I really appreciate you really sharing a lot of personal experiences that you have, and really you do a wonderful job on these
Oh,
seminars. And
thank you.
thank you
Thank you,
very
Gloria.
much. All right.